Okay, if I need to make an expression that has a positive outcome and it's positive plus negative, I'm going to start with some integer chips here, and I'm going to put some positives on here like this. And then I'm going to add some negatives, and what I have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 positives. And then I'm going to add some negatives. 1, 2. Okay, that's good enough. I could add more if I wanted, but when I put all this together, I have some zeros here. My leftover is positive 4, right? So I have an outcome, a result of positive. So this is positive plus negative equals a positive. Okay? So as a positive plus negative equals positive, I would write in my spiral for an example 6 plus negative 2 equals 4. But let's say I also have a positive plus a negative equals a negative outcome, which we know is true. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my same 6 maybe, but let's add a couple more. So I have, let's say I have 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and I decide that I'm going to add some negatives, and I have to have a negative result. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So now I'm in negatives, 12, let's say 13, right? So now I have all these zeros, and I have these left over, and that's negative 4, okay? So now I have a positive plus a negative that gives me a negative result. So now I can add this to my notebook as an example of positive plus negative gives me a negative outcome, and what I have here is 9 plus negative 13 equals negative 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 negatives makes 0. 10, 11, 12, 13 negatives total, left over of negative 4. And the third one in our notebook, the third example, is when I have positive plus negative equals 0. So let's put that here. So I have a positive plus negative equals 0. That's what I'm looking for. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to clear this and start over. So I'm going to start over fresh. I'm going to start with some positives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'm going to add negatives so that I end up with 0 as an outcome. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm doing this because every time positives and negatives are together, I always get zeros out of those two things combined. One more, one more, one more. And now I'm going to stop because I have nothing left over, which means my leftovers are 0, and everything's paired up. So what I have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 positive, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 negative. So now what I can do is I can say 7 plus negative 7 equals 0. And that is my third example for page 10, which is positive plus negative. Now you would do a similar thing, except for you would start with negative amounts, and then you would add positive amounts, making sure your outcome was positive. You would do a negative plus positive and figure out how many you need to be sure that your outcome is negative. And then a negative plus positive to be sure that your outcome is 0. So it'll look similar to this. And you could set all this up on the counters, and then you just put those expressions in your notebook as examples. I hope that helps.